Welcome to Texas Motor Speedway, home of the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500. We've got 16 cars. Here's a look at your starting order. You can see Dale Earnhardt Jr. starting on the pole today. Martin Truex Jr. rounds out the top 5. Brad Keselowski is 8th, followed by Austin Dillon. Jimmy Johnson in 10th. Joey Logano, your last week's winner at Martinsville, is in 10th. And Kasey Kahne rounds out the 16 cars in 16th. Here's a look at your cars to watch today. Dale Earnhardt Jr., we mentioned him earlier, was very fast in qualifying. He won the pole. Look for him to be very fast again today to see if he can get his first win. Next up, it's Kevin Harvick. He's had a good season so far, a couple of top 5s. He looks to continue his success. He qualified 6th this week. Finally, it's the number 11 of Denny Hamlin. He's put together a good week. He was strong last week at Martinsville with a top 5. He qualified well again here today. And here's a look at your sleeper pick, Ryan Blaney. He qualified 14th. However, he showed good speed last week at Martinsville and the week before that at Atlanta, so look for him to show some speed today. Here's some track info. Just like the real Texas Motor Speedway, racing here is tight and fast. So the track we have designed today is narrow, but it's very fast as well to simulate those real-life speeds. Cars, once again, will be competing in a tournament-like format. The 1 seed faces the 16 seed, the 2 seed versus the 15 seed, etc. Here we go with Stage 1. Our first matchup has Dale Earnhardt Jr., your pole sitter, against Kasey Kahne, who qualified 16th. A couple of Hendrick Motorsport teammates going at it. We're off at Texas Motor Speedway. Earnhardt grabs the early lead and holds onto it to defeat the number 5 of Kasey Kahne. He got a good restart and never looked back. He was able to dominate Kasey Kahne in this opening match. Dale Earnhardt Jr. headed to Stage 2 for the second time this year. Good run for Earnhardt Jr. He's struggled so far this year. That should help him out in the point standings as he's grabbed those 5 points that come with winning. Now we have the 24 of Chase Elliott taking on the 31 of Ryan Newman. Ryan Newman missed last week at Martinsville after a crash. He needs some points here. Elliott grabs the early lead, and Newman can't come back, although he almost did. Little contact there at the end of the race. Newman got into Elliott's rear quarter panel and almost spun him out. Something very similar happened at Daytona when Newman spun out Joey Logano. Chase Elliott headed to Stage 2. Now we have the 41 of Kurt Busch versus the 21 of Ryan Blaney. Blaney was good last week at Martinsville. Busch has struggled the last couple of races. Hasn't advanced to Stage 2 since Daytona. However, he gets a great jump here and and Blaney attempts a crossover move, but he's not able to get past Busch. You can see Busch dives down inside to block him. Blaney moves to the right side to try and get past. However, Busch was able to hang on and beat Ryan Blaney. So Kurt Busch is headed to Stage 2 for the first time in a while. Now we have the 11 of Denny Hamlin versus the 20 of Matt Kenseth. Hamlin qualified 4th. He's having a solid couple of weeks. He's shown some great speed after struggling early, and here gets a huge jump on Kenseth on that restart and absolutely dominates him and takes the easy Stage 1 win. So Hamlin picks up the 5 points that comes along with winning Stage 1. Some much needed points. That should help him out in the point standings. Hamlin is headed to Stage 2. Qualifying 5th was Martin Truex Jr. Qualifying 12th was Kyle Busch, who fell significantly after finishing runner-up at Martinsville last week. Let's see who wins this. Both qualified poorly at Martinsville. Here, however, it was neck and neck off the restart, but Truex just had a better car. It looked like he was able to pull away from Kyle Busch there in the middle section of the track, and then he got the win. So Martin Truex Jr., after struggling last week at Martinsville, gets a win in Stage 1 here. Things are looking up for the 78 car. Now we have Joey Logano. He won back-to-back races at Atlanta and Martinsville, taking on Kevin Harvick. They faced off in the Atlanta final. Harvick was runner-up to Logano, but here Harvick gets him back. He will take the win versus Logano. You can see here he performs a nice block to get in front of the 22 car, and Joey could do nothing about it. Nice crossover there from Harvick to take the win and head to Stage 2. Joey Logano misses Stage 2 for the first time this year. He was the only car to make it to Stage 3 through every race up until this moment. Now we have the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse versus the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Both cars have shown great speed. Johnson, however, had a disappointing qualifying run. He qualified 10th. Stenhouse was 7th. Johnson gets the jump on Stenhouse and will hold on for the win. Ricky Stenhouse just didn't have the restart capabilities to compete with Jimmy Johnson, one of the best drivers in the series. So a nice race there from Jimmy Johnson to take the win and head to Stage 2. Once again, he's performed very, very well this season. Now we have qualifying 8th, Brad Keselowski versus qualifying 9th, Austin Dillon. They're off. It's neck and neck down the straight. Who won it? We're going to have to look at the replay. It was neck and neck the whole race through. Best race we've had so far. They're coming down the track, as you can see, and you'll see it looks like Brad Keselowski just manages to get the nose on Austin Dillon. Just barely is able to beat the 3 car and make it to Stage 2. All the races in Stage 1 have been complete. We head to Stage 2 now. We have Dale Earnhardt Jr., your pole sitter, versus Brad Keselowski, who qualified 8th. Jr. running that Mountain Dew car this week. It was neck and neck down the straight, but Jr. pulls away in the flat part of the track and is able to win here in Stage 2 for the first time this year. Dale Earnhardt Jr. advancing to Stage 3. He's putting together a very good run today. Hendrick Motorsports has shown great speed today. You'll see they have their next 2 cars actually, and Chase Elliott and Jimmy Johnson facing off here in Stage 2. It's neck and neck down the straight. However, Jimmy Johnson is able to pull away in the flat section of the track and advance to Stage 3 for the second time this year. Very good race between 2 teammates here. You had the youngster Chase Elliott versus the veteran Jimmy Johnson. In the end, it looks like experience prevailed. Jimmy Johnson able to pull away. It looks like Chase Elliott got into him there a little bit, and they both went for a spin. Johnson in particular, however, Johnson still held on. He's headed to Stage 3 once again. Here we now have the 41 of Kurt Busch versus Kevin Harvick, 2 motorsports from Stewart Haas Racing. See who advances here. Neck and neck. We enter the straight part, and it was neck and neck to the finish line, but Kevin Harvick in the end was just able to get a nose on Kurt Busch. What a race there. You saw Busch with a little wobble there at the end, allowing Harvick to win there. And Harvick is advancing to Stage 3 for the second time this year as well. Now we have the 11 of Denny Hamlin versus the 78 of Martin Truex. They're neck and neck. They enter the flat part of the section, and Truex is just able to pull away from Hamlin in the waning seconds of the race. What a race we had here. It was neck and neck, but in the final couple of inches, Truex got a slight lead and was able to hold on to it. He's headed to Stage 3 for the first time this year. Great race from Truex. He's putting together his best run of the season. So we now head to Stage 3. 4 cars have advanced. Who will win here at Texas Motor Speedway? One thing's for sure, we'll have a new winner. We have pole sitter Dale Earnhardt Jr. taking on Martin Truex Jr., who qualified 5th. They start off. Truex gets the early lead. Contact from Dale Earnhardt Jr. However, he'll hang on. You can see there they got together. It looked like Truex came up the track a little bit. However, he was able to save the car and finish the race. Truex wins and will have a chance to compete for a race win here at Texas. Now we have Kevin Harvick versus Jimmy Johnson. 2 of the best drivers in NASCAR. 2 veterans. Who's going to win? Harvick qualified 6th. Johnson qualified 10th. Johnson gets the early lead. Harvick gives him a little tap. Almost came back, but couldn't quite complete it. You can see here, Harvick got a little loose. Gave Johnson a tap, but wasn't able to loosen him up enough to make the pass. So Jimmy Johnson is going to compete for a race win for the first time this year as well. We have Martin Truex Jr. qualifying 5th for Jimmy Johnson, who qualifying 10th. 2 cars have shown great speed today. Who's going to take the win here at Texas Motor Speedway? It's Johnson versus Truex. Johnson gets the early lead, but Truex battles back and is able to take the win. Late contact here from Johnson, trying to do anything to get past the 78 car. However, Martin Truex holds on for his first win of the season here at Texas Motor Speedway. It's his first win in the NASCAR Hot Wheels Cup Series as well. So there it is. Thank you for watching from Texas Motor Speedway. Martin Truex is your winner. Let's go ahead and take a look at today's results. Of course, Truex takes the win. Meanwhile, second, third, fourth, and fifth goes to Jimmy Johnson, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kevin Harvick, and Chase Elliott. 3 Hendrick Motorsports cars there. Here's a look at the points chase standings. Logano and Kyle Busch still in the top 2 positions. However, Johnson and Harvick made up significant ground today. They're just 2 back of Kyle Busch. Truex moves into 5th with that fantastic performance here today. Meanwhile, McMurray and Kenseth sit in 15th and 16th. Chase Elliott would just miss the chase if the season ended today. He loses a tiebreaker to Kurt Busch. Here's a look at the playoff point standings. Logano and Kyle Busch still at the top there. Truex moves into 3rd with that win. Harvick and Johnson move into 4th and 5th with 4 points apiece. Meanwhile, Denny Hamlin sits in last with 1